Welcome back, everyday business leaders. I'm Melanie Ake, your host for today's show, coming to you from JP the Geek Studio right here in Greenwood. I am thrilled to have you with us today. Hold on tight because you're going to meet Rob Helms from RD Productions. This is going to be a great concert series that you need to know about. Remember, subscribe to our channel and turn those notifications on so you never miss an episode. Here we're helping you to think and grow differently. So tune in to today's show and never miss the next episode. Here we go. Let's meet Rob.
Morning. How are you today,
Hey,
Melanie?
Rob. I am really excited that you're here. You've got so many historical stories to share with us, and you're kind of the man to know in the community, and you're going to make this place just light on fire.
Well, we hope so. I don't know about all that, but I'm happy with what we're doing, yes.
Yes, it is so great. I met you at Aspire. You know, most of us are meeting with Coffee Connections and saying...
Which is a great thing.
It is a great thing. It's like, what do you do for free, right? It's a free networking event for Aspire members. And yet we get to really add value to each other and realize, like, what are our businesses doing so that we can help and support each other.
We've actually hired, like in that Aspire, we've hired people from meeting them at those meetings to work with us. Mm-hmm. Our marketing company, for my company, one of the ladies was selling TV advertisement for WRTV at that time, and I did some stuff with her. But there's so much going on there that it's a great thing.
It is a great thing.
And I drive from Martinsville, Indiana, to come up there to those meetings.
It's worth it.
It is worth it. And meeting you. I got to meet you guys, you and Joe, so it's been a great thing.
And so many connections, right? So tell us about RD Productions for people that haven't met you yet. Tell us what's going on in your life. And I'm going to get back into your life history because that's really important. And people... Stay tuned. This is awesome.
Well, RD Productions is a full-blown concert promotion company. I started in 2015. Our first concert was in 2016. And I've been in the music business for a long time. I'm going to get into that a little bit. But in 2016, and I'll never forget it. Actually, let me go back. It was like in January early of 2016. I'm in a band called Bigg Country, and we were working the Fairs and Festival event. There's a fair and festival convention every year up in Indianapolis for all the fairs and festivals in Indiana. And what it boils down to is you come to that convention and you try to get your band booked or your carnival or anything to do with fairs and festivals. Well, our band plays all over, and I saw some folks from our area, Martinsville, Morgan County Fair. And I said, "Hey guys, are you guys ever going to do like a big concert? You know what I mean? Something like," because we travel around and we do concerts, and I just thought it was a great location because Martinsville is located right in the middle of Bloomington and Indianapolis on 37 or 69 now. I said, "I got a couple ideas." It went on. I didn't hear nothing back for another month or two. I get a call from Brian Ringer, the fair president, and he said, "Hey, we'd like to talk to you about what your idea was." So I went in, and I said, "Look," and I'd already done some research. I could bring Charlie Daniels to this fair. He's available for the date that you guys said that you might even be thinking about. And long story short, things worked out. I'll never forget, I went to my buddy who had finances, that were able to help do this. And I said, "Look, Dave," I said, "I can get Charlie Daniels to the Morgan County Fairgrounds on this date." He goes, "Are you smoking crack? Charlie Daniels will come to the Morgan County Fair?" I said, "Those guys will go anywhere. As long as if you pay them and you got the facilities and you can do it." Well, behold, we got it done. And that was 9 years ago. And we've had a lot of major artists. And that was basically one concert, what we did in 2016. And this year in 2024, I believe I'm up to 46 or 47.
Wow.
For this year of 2024.
Wow. Now, will all those be in Martinsville?
Oh, no. Oh, no. Yeah. No, we got what we call the Mojo Concert Series, which is the Morgan County, Johnson County Concert Series, because we have concerts this year in Bargersville, Martinsville, and Mooresville. So, and we go out and we get sponsors, and we sell those sponsorships. But if you're a sponsor, you get 42 concerts in that sponsorship package between Johnson and Morgan County. We have national acts, regional acts, local acts, all that's included in those concerts. And then we have a couple concerts in Terre Haute that's not it, but we have them there. And we have a couple more that's in Mooresville that is not included, but it's part of their bicentennial 200-year bicentennial concert series. So we're pumped up about that. And then I'm working on one more major one. I should know today, actually, whether we're going to pull that off or not for another national artist that we'll bring to the Brown County Playhouse, not the Music Center, but the Playhouse.
That's awesome.
So we've been very fortunate and blessed, and we've got kind of a niche that we're doing. And out of those 42, though, Melanie, that are on the Morgan County, Johnson County concert series, 28 of those are free to the public. 14 of them are ticketed concerts. And our headliner this year, which is, I always try to have a big name, like I said, Charlie Daniels. This year, our headliner is Martina McBride.
And when is that? That's in June?
June 15th.
June 15th.
Martina McBride, Tracy Lawrence, Diamond Rio, and then 2 locals out of Morgan County area, Michael McCartney and Rose O'Neill. And that concert's June 15th. That's also in that concert sponsorship. You get that concert. Our concerts range from April through November.
Wow. That is awesome. Those are big names.
Yeah, it's big, and it takes me probably about 3 months to get that booked because there's such a process on how you have to approach national acts. And then I tell people, like the concert will be at the that one that we're talking about will be at the Morgan County Fairgrounds in Martinsville. The hard part about that, and now we've had a lot of acts come through there in the last 9 years, but the hard part, we're in what we call the routing problem for me, is because you've got Ruoff, you've got the Brown County Music Center, you got the White River that's downtown Indianapolis, and other venues that are in a radius clause.
Gainbridge,
Yeah, Gainbridge. And when I say a radius clause, and I have one, the artists that we book, I don't allow them to play 100 days or 100 miles within the date that I have them. And that goes on for Ruoff, and all those people do the same exact thing.
That's over 3 months, right? So then, so when you look at that and say, if I miss them at this venue, they may be able, right? So they may be coming back.
Yeah, but and they won't flood the market usually. But what the hard part is, like if I want to have an act, they can't be playing Ruoff, within 100 days or 100 miles from me or whatever it might be. That's always a concern. Then, because everybody wants me to bring the biggest acts in the business, Luke Combs and Luke Bryan and all these different acts. Our venue that we have holds 8,500 people.
Wow.
Some of these acts, and I can't tell you what the names are, but some of them are over $1 million. Do the math. If you have an 8,500 seat venue,
I'm like, wait a minute.
Think of what you'd have to charge the consumer.
You need some big sponsors.
Yeah, but not just that. But I mean, to come to the fairgrounds, I don't want people paying $300 and $400 and $500 a ticket. Like right now, our tickets for this concert with Martina McBride and Tracy Lawrence and Diamond Rio, ticket prices are $100, $50, and $25.
Oh, wow. So affordable.
Yeah, and then when tickets go on sale, now you're going to love this, and Joe will appreciate this, but when tickets go on sale for that concert, to where the actual, we're out selling sponsorships right now. When I leave here today, this podcast, I'll be going out and selling sponsorships. But for the general public, tickets go on sale for the Martina McBride concert March 30th. Now, this is where I say we go old school. We go to Greg Hubler, who's one of my big sponsors, Greg Hubler Chevrolet in Canby, Indiana, on March 30th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. If you come there physically, and we give out physical tickets, we don't do the e-tickets, we don't do any of that. If you come there between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. on March 30th, you save 25% on all tickets bought, no limit.
Wow.
Last year, they were waiting out the door for the act. We had Ashley McBride and Tanya Tucker and Neil McCoy last year. We've had Trace Atkins, Lone Star. We've had Justin Moore, Travis Tritt. We've had all these different artists. But if you come to Greg Hubler on that day, you save 25%. And then at 2 p.m., they go online worldwide. That's how I say it.
Wow.
And then they're full price. But to get a 25% discount, you got to go to Greg Hubler. And I thought of that. That's like in the old days, you used to have to go to Market Square Arena or wherever you were going to get the tickets from. And I did that. And it's awesome because people come to Greg Hubler and they're lined up out the door because you save a lot of money.
You save a lot of money. And it helps you build the community around your sponsor, right?
Oh,
I mean,
absolutely.
That's huge to give back. And that's such a partnership. But you didn't just get this. Like, you just didn't say, one day I'm going to wake up and be a concert promoter.
No, I did not. No.
You get this organically from your DNA.
I do. And I've been very blessed. We were talking off air, obviously. My father is Bobby Helms. He is the original singer of Jingle Bell Rock, the Christmas classic. He had other hits in the 50s, My Special Angel and Fraley. Fraley was in the top 10 for 52 consecutive weeks in 57. And then came My Special Angel, and then his third release was Jingle Bell Rock, which what is so amazing for us and our family and everyone, this year on the Billboard Top 100, Jingle Bell Rock came in at number 3. Now think about that. Over 60 years old, it was number 3. Mariah Carey was number 1. Brenda Lee was number 2. Dad, Bobby Helms, was number 3 with Jingle Bell Rock. It's so cool. But I grew up in that house. Mm-hmm. I got to be in the music business. When I actually graduated from high school, I became my dad's drummer. Then I became his road manager and drummer. And I got to do that until he passed in 97. But I was very blessed to get to do a lot of different things, handling a lot of different business things for him and learning about it. You know, and some of the stuff that he said, and my mom was in the business also. And Mom was his actual manager at one point, and I got to learn a lot through all that. And then I kept promoting concerts. I play in 2 or 3 different bands. But then, like I said, in 2008, I really got the fever back to do it full time. And I didn't let myself go till 2015, 16. But in 2008, we had that horrible flood in Morgan County.
Yep. 6/7/08, I remember that because we were actually doing a wedding. She was like, come hell or high water, we're going to get married, right? And I was like, well, here it is.
Yeah, well, it was high water.
So it was her fault.
Well, the only way I knew how to help our community was put on a concert. Mm-hmm. And I put a committee together, and I brought in actually Tracy Lawrence.
Wow.
And Brian White, who was a big act at that point, and Jimmy Wayne, and some local artists, and our band Bigg Country. And we were able to raise our community $90,000.
Unbelievable.
Clear to them, for the community. And I'll never forget walking in there and giving the check to our community foundation. You know, they were just ecstatic because they were trying to figure out how they were going to help, do things. But doing that concert in 2008, and then I was doing this New Year's Eve thing every year, and I was doing something at the Jimmy Nash City Park where we provided the free entertainment on the 4th of July, and I'd have to go out and get sponsors. I just got the fever, and then I made that comment to the fair committee, and then it just started.
Like, what if, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes that's all it takes is you have something in your heart. You already knew the steps it was going to take.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I've learned a lot. You learn every year. Mm-hmm. And I've got a great team with me now, like you do. It takes a team to run this. Mm-hmm. And we have a great team for what we do. And very blessed with I've had people been with me from the very beginning.
Yeah.
And then I've got sponsors that have been with me since, for 20 years. When I was doing those July 4th concerts, there's some of those sponsors are still with me today.
But tell us about the back end. So if people are saying, hey, I'm curious about this or I'm interested in it, but knowing how much work goes into it.
Concert?
It's not just, hey, go get some sponsors, reserve the space. What is it like to try to secure one of these acts, national acts? What's that look like?
Well, for example, here's how it has to go down. And so we knew our date. Like now we have a running date, I'm going to call that, at the Morgan County Fairgrounds. It's that June Father's Day weekend, June 15th. Now, whatever it'll be next year, I don't know the date. But in September, this September, I will start trying to get the act that I want to book for 2025. Mm-hmm. And what you have to do is, and this comes back to my dad, I have the connections now of these national booking agencies that handle the artists directly. I don't go through other agencies. Mm-hmm. I go directly to the source. And when you do that, you build a relationship. And now, this is year 9, next year will be year 10 for RD Productions. So we've got to, I can make a phone call and I talk to my agent. They know who it is. They know what they're getting. Mm-hmm. But I will ask them, who do you have available for this date? This is the location that we're having it at. You have to have your ticket scale in order. And what I mean by that, they want to know how much money you're going to be charging the consumer. They want to know how many people the venue holds, when are your tickets going to go on sale. They want to know everything. So I submit for this artist. So they send me a list of artists, and I go to different booking agents because not all artists are on the same talent agency. Mm-hmm. You know, I mean, all the big ones.
That's the back end, right? That people don't know. You can't just call a 1-800 number and go, hey, I want this person.
Not at all. They're on different agencies. Then you say, I got this budget to work with. And then they'll send you a list of artists that they have available for that date under that budget. Mm-hmm. And I get that from probably 5 or 6 of the top booking agents, talent agencies in Nashville, mm-hmm. Tennessee. And then I start narrowing down. It's like, woo, no, yeah, you know, can do it. And then what I try to do to help the financial end of it is find out from their agent, is there any routing at all on this? And what I mean is, are they playing somewhere in the Midwest where this looks good? You know, they're coming through our area. You know, they're in Michigan, or they're in Iowa, or they're in Ohio, or they're somewhere else to where I can put it together where we save money. Mm-hmm. So then after that, if you decide, and I'm telling you, it ain't easy. You look at all these different artists, and then you go, all right, I'd like to have tried John Doe as our headliner. Okay, when this is what people don't understand. We picked John Doe as our headliner. Mm. Well, John Doe, if they take the offer, which usually takes about 3 weeks to a month for them to accept your offer, and the offer sheet is not one sheet, it's 3 to 4 pages of all the information that they want to know. Who are you going to advertise with? Who are you going to market it to? What's your social media? They want to know, like I said, is there alcohol at the venue? They want to know everything there is. And then you have to decide, are you going to give them any back-end money? Mm-hmm. And are you familiar with what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You know, like the concert will gross this amount of money. They want to make more money.
Right.
But I usually do a flat guarantee. Mm-hmm. This is what we guarantee you. Then we do a 10% deposit upon signing of the contract, and then I do 40% of that contract 90 days out, and then the balance is due the day of the show. When the road manager walks off the tour bus, he usually wants to meet with you so they can get your check. Mm-hmm. But we submit those offers. Then we say John Doe accepts that offer. Then I can start looking for if I'm going to have national opening acts, then I start looking, and then they have to approve it. Whoever your headliner is, and believe it or not, you're paying those people to tell you that they can approve that.
They get the last say, though, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But it all works together. It really does. And then I hire a guy as my production manager. His name is Rich Morpurgo. I hire him, and I pay him thousands of dollars to save us thousands of dollars on the production end. Mm-hmm. Because if you go by what the writers are, and if you've heard the nasty rumors about the green M&Ms, some of that's kind of, it's true. I mean, I haven't gotten anywhere they want green M&Ms taken out like Van Halen did. Uh-huh. But there's things that they do want, and there's demands, and mm-hmm. I've X'd all of it. I say, look, and this is one thing I learned from my dad. Look, I'm not going to do all this. I'll feed you guys. I've got a caterer that's been with me from the beginning, Gather Around Barbecue mm-hmm. in Martinsville. They travel to all my concerts, whatever they're at, and they will cater 2 meals, lunch and dinner, and at the end I'll provide pizza for you. But I'm not doing the bus. I'm not doing the dressing rooms. I'm not doing all that. Mm-hmm. Here's what I will do. I will not take any of your money for your merchandise, because if I would take 30% of that merchandise money, it's big money. So they say, okay, we're good with that. We'll go buy our own
whatever it is,
vodka or Jim Beam or Coca-Cola or whatever it is, or the lemons or whatever. They mm-hmm. go buy. That's how I work it. Not a lot of people do, because they don't know that you can do that. They just see the writers and they just sign it and go. Mm-hmm. I do an amendment sheet every single time.
Hi, I'm Melanie Yake, founder of Everyday Leaders, and I'm excited to share with you a new training resource for your team called the Leadership Game. The Leadership Game is a tool. It's administered exclusively by John Maxwell team members. And when you bring this assessment tool in to lead your organization, it shows you the current level of your leadership and gives you tangible and actionable results to move forward. So don't delay. Get in the game, the Leadership Game, exclusively from Everyday Leaders. Well, you could train people how to do this. Like you could really have a business to train other people how to do high-end productions. And
there's no doubt. And there'll probably be some promoters out here that are going, yeah, he's exactly right. Because, or they'll go, we do it this way. Well, I know this way's worked.
Yep.
I don't ever give in to their exact price. I don't. Their quoting price, their asking price, and their taking price is two different things. And you got to remember, every time you're doing this, if you're willing to give up that dollar, it's money out of your pocket. It just is. It's out of our business pocket. Because, and what people don't know is, for example, the show that we're talking about, the one I'm with Martina McBride, Tracy Lawrence, Diamond
June
Rio.
15th.
Yes. That concert will cost, and there could be a few adjustments, $325,000 to put that on. Okay? Do the math with all that stuff. You've got to keep it, you got to keep everything in tight. We have advertisers. I mean, we're going to buy advertising on all those big surrounding country stations. We're going to be doing all the social media stuff that we can. But there's a lot goes into it.
Yeah.
And that's why our sponsors are so important. But back to that, our sponsors get fired up because I give them 42 concerts in their concert sponsorship, including the one we've been talking about. And in all of my concert sponsorships, if it's a ticketed event, they get tickets.
Wow.
Good tickets.
That's awesome.
I take care of the sponsors, get the upfront tickets.
How do we tell people about this right now to sponsor? What do they need to do if they say, I want to be a sponsor?
Well, you can
Rob,
go on our website.
I want to be a sponsor, Rob.
You can go on our website at rdproductionsllc.com and see that. Or you can physically, I've got a sales team, but obviously I'm the main sales guy because that's what I do. Contact me, Helms at rdproductionsllc.com. Call me, whatever. I don't care. Message me. But I've got a great team, and they work their hearts out for me and our company. And my business partner, Ken Fraley, he's what I call the silent partner. He loves the concerts, so he loves going to them. Great guys. My family, my wife, everybody's on board. Actually, my wife retired this year from the school system in Martinsville, and she's working with me, Melanie. not for me, but with me, doing some stuff.
That's the way to do it, right?
Well, my daughter's my social media director. She's unbelievable.
That's awesome.
Unbelievable.
That's awesome. It's a family affair.
Yes, it's been a family affair
but
for
just
me.
From the very beginning, when your dad taught you so much, go back and tell us, if you will, share with us one memory that kind of maybe being on the road with your dad that you have that just really stirs at your heart.
Okay, this is the truth. Without a doubt, I can remember the moment like it was yesterday. In a long time ago, a lot of the artists would do what they call single shows, where there's one band that backs a bunch of the artists. Like Dad was a 50s artist. So we were doing a show in Nashville, Michigan. I'll never forget this. 5,000 people. And what it was, there was a bunch of 50s artists like Bobby V. I can't think of all the artists that were on this show, but a bunch of different ones. We got to rehearse with the house band. I played drums on it. I went, the drummer for the house band didn't have to play, but everybody else was in the house band that was backing all the artists. Now, I wasn't alive in the 50s when Dad had his biggest year ever. I mean, he had three huge hits in the 50s. You do that now, in 1 year, you're a Luke Combs or you're a Beyonce or whatever. It's big. But going back to that show, I'll never forget it. There we are, we're playing, and we kick off My Special Angel, which was one of Dad's big hits. And I'm playing drums to it. I count it off, and we're playing it. And the whole place, because this was his era, they remembered this song. They knew the song. The people were there to hear the 50s songs. And I'll never forget, I'm playing, and the cold chills because the whole audience just rose for my dad.
Oh.
And I was later, this was in 80s, late 80s, maybe early 90s, maybe. And, a lot of the shows we had didn't have that same kind of feel because they weren't always as big. But that show was based on that era. And when he kicks off, it's like the hair on my arm stood up. It's like, I was like, am I going to choke here? You know what I mean? I got to play because I'm watching it for him, getting to feel that what he got to feel a long time ago. And it was so unreal. And then one of the best ones, I was so nervous. We were talking off air. I'm a sports fan. I coach. Also, I love it. I'm an IU fan. I'm a Pacer fan, Colts, you name it. But Dad, for Dr. J, Dad was it was at Market Square Arena. We performed before the show and at halftime. Dad performed, he said, but the biggest thing, Dad was singing the national anthem at the Pacer game when they were playing the 76ers, Dr. J's last game at Market Square Arena. Wow. I was so nervous for Dad. I was like, Dad, don't choke. It was him a cappella. You know what I mean? He's like, Dad, don't choke. Dr. J's over there watching.
Wow.
But he nailed it. I was so proud of him.
What an honor, too, the memories that you made together.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I answered the phone one time when George Jones called. I mean, think about that. You know, I mean, it was just, but that was our life. But Dad was one of the humblest guys. I mean, and that's something he taught me. We'd always stay in lines and do the autographs no matter what. You stay there and you meet the people, you shake their hands, no matter what, you did that. You treat people the way you want to be treated. Dad, I can honestly say in all the years I got to do with him, and it taught me a lot. That's how I do our business. That's how my team does their business. You stay humble and you treat people the right way. And that's what we do.
And it comes back to you tenfold.
Oh, it does.
Yeah, it
no
does.
doubt. But that day in Nashville, Michigan, I'll never forget it.
Wow.
There was other ones, but there's other just stories that were so crazy.
Okay, so you have to tell us, I know because everybody, if they were sitting in this seat, would say, what's the craziest artist that you've had, that you've booked? The funniest, maybe memory, or the most, and you say you do different things with their demands, so you don't really have that need. But what was a memory that you have from just your experience in the last 9 years?
Well, I got to say, though,
disclosure.
Well, and to meet Charlie Daniels before he passed, and to get to talk to him backstage was awesome. Last year, I had the gospel artist, he's one of the biggest in the world, Chris Tomlin, and we had him at the Morgan County Fairgrounds. Now, what people don't know is that, like, the show started at 6 or 7. He was still on an airplane. You know, he was flying into Bloomington, and I had to have a driver down to get him. He got back, time for the show. His band was already on the fairgrounds, but the show was spiritually unbelievable. I've never witnessed anything like it. It's just one of those nights. But I talked to him backstage after the concert was over, and I didn't get to talk to him before because he just literally got
he slid in
right there before the show. But after me and my wife, we were outside his bus door. The show was over. I introduced myself, and we met. His road manager introduced me to him and told him about, we were the promoter. We were the ones paying him. But he was so kind. But I said, man, what a show. What a concert. He goes, I don't know what it was. He goes, but I knew after the first song we were in for something different tonight. And I mean, it just gave cold chills. Another story, Chris Jansen, which I tried to book this year. I don't know if you know who he is or not. Big country artist. This was a moment that I'll never forget either. Chris Jansen, we were playing at 8 seconds. Bigg Country, the band I play in, was the opener. Chris Jansen was the headliner. So the concert, we just got done. We're tearing down. I've got our stuff loaded. I got my drums in my van at the time. And J.D. Cannon, which was one of the great DJs, still alive, but great DJs at Hank FM and WFMS in Indianapolis, was there. He knew my dad. We just got done playing. Backstage is getting clear. Everybody's gone. I just walked back through, and J.D. goes, Rob, come here. He goes, I want to introduce you to Chris Jansen. And I'm meeting Chris Jansen and his wife, which is his manager, and J.D. Cannon. Well, we're talking, and J.D. had told him who my dad was, Jingle Bell Rock. And Chris goes, oh, man, I learned how to play the stand-up bass to that song. He goes, that's one of my favorite Christmas songs of all time. Well, we're talking. J.D. Cannon, Chris Jansen's band, makes their way to the stage. J.D. Cannon goes up to the stage because it's time to bring Chris on. It's literally me, him, and his wife backstage. That's it. And Chris Jansen looks at me and goes, Rob, are you a Christian? I said, absolutely. He goes, would you like to pray with us?
Aww.
And he puts his arm around me, and I mean the hair stood up on my arms. He puts his arm around me and his wife and does a prayer, shakes my hand and said, glad to meet you. And then J.D. Kenny goes, ladies and gentlemen, Chris Jansen. I mean, what a moment I'll never forget.
I just got so many cold chills. I think that's
And the hair
awesome.
came up my arm, and then like we prayed together, and it was so cool. You know, I didn't book that show, but I got to meet him. Chris Tomlin, I did. One of my favorite artists ever booked might be Trace Adkins. Just a great guy.
It's the real deal.
Craig Morgan is without a doubt one of them also. Mm-hmm. You know, I just been blessed to book a lot of art. Had a great performance with Travis Tritt, Sarah Evans, Joe Nichols. And then this year, I've tried for 2 years to book Martina McBride, and this is the first time I got it to work. And so
I'm excited for you because June is right around the corner. You know, people are looking with 69 kind of. Hopefully that's kind of done now. The construction is getting
it's an easy drive.
It's getting finished so that people don't have to say, "Hey, where is it?" or "I can't find it." But I really want to help you get the word out about this.
Thank you.
There's so much happening in your world.
Well, in the concerts, so like we said, out of those concert series, 42 of them, there's 28 of them free to the public. This year, and this is one of the reasons, this year we've got 6 of them free to the public on Thursday nights starting in June, downtown Bargersville, Indiana. That community is growing like unreal.
It's exploding.
And we'll be right downtown. We got all kind of artists, and you can go on our website and get that. And I think Joe might even have a lineup later. But we've got concerts in Mooresville that are free to the public, downtown Martinsville at their new venue that's free to the public. I've got my Toy Drive concert. Now, this is another moment, I guess I should say. November 2nd this year, we have Jason Crabb. He's a Grammy Award winner, gospel artist. We'll have him at what we call our Toy Drive concert, where they buy a ticket, but we also ask him to bring a toy for our community for the kids who, are less fortunate. Mm-hmm. And Jason Crabb is one of my favorite gospel artists ever. Great story there. But then another concert series that we have is a ticketed event, which I've been doing it now for 6 or 8 years. I don't remember what the number is, but it's called Drink at the Creek. It's at Cedar Creek Winery, Brewing Company, and Distillery in Martinsville. Beautiful. That facility is absolutely beautiful, and they just built a new eatery. Our concert series out there, we have a 12 concert series. We have 12 concerts in our series out there called Drink at the Creek. We have a lot of tribute bands, a Journey tribute, unbelievable. We have a AC/DC and a Van Halen. We have a Taylor Swift tribute coming this year. My granddaughter and daughter made me give in. They're Swifties. I have a Huey Lewis and the News tribute.
Oh, wow.
A Bee Gees tribute. Fleetwood Mac and Tom Petty tribute. I'm trying to think all this stuff off the top of my head. Tom Petty. We have Henry Lee Summer with a Melon Cougar, which is a Mellencamp tribute, and Crush, which is a Bon Jovi. Hairbangers Ball last year was we had almost 2,500 people out there for them last year. We have a Elton John, Billy Joel. It's such a fun series. And we got tickets. You can get them for $15 a person, kids 12 and under free.
Wow.
And we have all kind of deals, 4-packs, mini packs, season packages, all that's online.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
But we're looking forward to a great concert series.
That's awesome. I am so you came now at the perfect time of the year, right? Because it's only March, and so we're kicking this off. And talk to us about what's coming up right now. Like you've got something right now that's happening.
Our first concert's April 6th.
April the 6th.
Yes, and that'll be at the new venue in Martinsville. And our mayor there, who we're tied in for our concert series, wanted something for this Eclipse weekend. So we've got a band called the Filter Kings and Rose O'Neill. The Filter Kings play classic rock. But that's on Saturday, April 6th. downtown Martinsville. That's right when that eclipse weekend. I don't know what to expect out of all this, but they say there's going to be like all these people.
Outdoor venue, right? So
outdoor venue.
Either bring your swimsuit or your parka or your
snowsuit or whatever.
Snowsuit or your umbrellas.
Who
it
knows
could be
in
anything.
Indiana in April. But usually our concert series always start in May. Mm-hmm. But we're doing this because Mayor Costin of Martinsville wanted something going on while people were in town. Mm-hmm. So that's what we're doing.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
You know, I got to be honest with you, man. I didn't know what to expect when I came on here. But you make me feel so welcomed here.
Aww.
And I've met you and Joe at Aspire. And to be on your Everyday Leaders program is, honestly, it's a privilege and honor for us to be here. Mm-hmm. And for you to get a sponsor like JP the Geek to help you guys do this and give us an outlet in this area to talk about what we're doing, it's a true blessing.
Oh, well,
and I appreciate that very, very much.
You're very welcome. I want you to come back. I want to help the community understand what's happening. That's what this program is about, is connecting community, raising and elevating business and community leaders. And that's why I was like, you have to be on the show.
Well, you asked me like a slogan for our company.
Yeah.
And I sent that to you. I don't know if you read that, but we believe live music is good for the soul. But most importantly, it's a whole lot of fun. Mm. And that's our business. We want people to come to our concerts and have fun. And our average attendance at the Cedar Creeks is 1,400 plus. Last year, we're right in that 5,000 area for the big concert we have to Morgan, and our goal this year is 6 to 8. Mm-hmm. So if you're a sponsor out there and you're thinking, how can I get exposed to thousands of people, new ones or old ones or whatever, plus have fun, come and market your company. You know, because we do flag banners, we give tickets, we do unlimited vocal mentions, we bring you up on stage, we do old school, you're on our tickets, brochures. There's just a lot that we do in our sponsorship that people enjoy, and that's why we have over 100 and some of them. Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I'm going to be a sponsor. How about you?
Love it.
I love this. This is just heartwarming, and I so appreciate you coming and,
Thank you.
And sharing. I want you to come back, though, please.
I'll be more than happy to. You tell me the date, and okay. I'll be love to. It's been an honor, been a lot of fun, educational. And Joe, I know you're back there behind the booth. Thank you very, very much for what you do, and it was glad to meet. I met Joe first, I believe, at the Aspire. Then we got to meet you. But thank you guys very much for having us, and God bless everyone that's watching, and we thank you.
Oh, thank you. All right, you've heard it here first. Go to RD Productions, LLC right now and check out their concert series. And if you want to be a sponsor, you know the guy to call, Rob Helms. And you know his story, his connection, his heart, his DNA is all right there. And so we're really excited to celebrate him. Thank you very much for tuning in to this session of Everyday Business Leaders. And I hope you were inspired to think and grow differently about your business, but especially how you can be involved in the community. Remember, the journey of growth and innovation never ends, and it's our mission to keep bringing you the best insights from our community. So stay tuned for more episodes filled with wisdom, innovation, and inspiration. This is Melanie Ake signing off from JP the Geek Studio, where better IT service is just a call away. They say own it, secure it, and protect it. Until next time, don't forget, subscribe to our channel and turn those notifications on so you never miss an episode. Everyday Leaders helps you to develop strategies to become a better leader in your life. Remember, it's not what you do in a day. It's what you do every day that makes the most impact. Thanks for following us.